Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most daring and strategically significant strikes of the war. The moment Ukraine successfully destroyed a major shipment of Iranian-made drones destined for Russia. This operation not only shocked Russian military planners, but also sent a powerful message to the international community about how critical intelligence, precision, and timing can change the course of a conflict. As the war continues to evolve, the role of drones has become increasingly central to both sides, and this strike highlights a major turning point in the battle for technological and tactical dominance. From the first reports of the strike to the strategic ramifications, we'll explore exactly how Ukraine pulled this off, why it mattered, and how it could reshape the future of this war. In recent months, Russia has been heavily relying on Iranian Shahed drones to carry out long-range attacks, targeting Ukrainian infrastructure, energy grids, and civilian areas. These drones, though relatively cheap compared to cruise missiles, have been devastating due to their swarming capabilities and ability to bypass certain air defense systems. However, Ukraine has learned and adapted quickly. They have improved their drone detection systems, electronic warfare capabilities, and most importantly, intelligence gathering. The strike we're discussing today was the result of weeks of surveillance, coordination, and precise execution. Ukrainian officials confirmed that the target was a high-value storage and assembly facility containing dozens, possibly hundreds, of Iranian drones recently delivered to Russia. Destroying this stockpile before deployment was a massive blow. The location of the strike was deep behind enemy lines, which raised immediate questions. How did Ukraine locate the shipment? How did they reach it, and what weapons were used? Military analysts suggest that Ukraine used a combination of satellite intelligence, partisan resistance networks inside Russian-controlled territory, and intercepted communications. This demonstrates the growing effectiveness of Ukraine's intelligence partnerships, particularly with Western allies. The actual strike was believed to have been carried out using long-range precision missiles, possibly Storm Shadow or Scalp missiles, provided by the UK and France. These weapons are capable of penetrating heavily defended areas with minimal detection. The facility was reportedly hit with multiple direct strikes, causing massive secondary explosions as the stored drones ignited. Russian sources attempted to downplay the incident, claiming minimal damage, but satellite images quickly told a different story. The facility appeared completely destroyed, with large scorch marks and debris scattered for hundreds of meters. Military bloggers in Russia themselves admitted that the losses were significant. Some even criticized Russian command for allowing such a valuable stockpile to be concentrated in one vulnerable location. Ukrainian officials did not reveal full details, but they confirmed that the operation was successful and that it prevented dozens of drone attacks on Ukrainian cities. This was not just a tactical victory, it was a strategic one. It disrupted Russia's immediate strike capabilities, saved civilian lives, and forced Moscow to rethink its logistics chain. This strike also embarrasses Iran, whose involvement in the war has drawn increasing criticism. Iran has been supplying Russia with Shahed 131 and Shahed 136 drones in large quantities, often shipped in parts and assembled inside Russia. The destroyed shipment was believed to be part of a fresh batch, reportedly enhanced with improved navigation to reduce jamming by Ukrainian defenses. Losing these drones before deployment is a financial and technological setback. Additionally, it exposes the vulnerability of the Iran-Russia supply pipeline. Ukraine is signaling that it can not only shoot down these drones in the air but also eliminate them before they ever take flight. This puts pressure on Iran diplomatically and could deter further open cooperation. The tactical value of this strike cannot be overstated. Drones have become one of the most cost-effective and impactful weapons in the war. They are used for surveillance, artillery spotting, and kamikaze attacks. By targeting the source, Ukraine is shifting from reactive defense to proactive offense. Instead of waiting for drones to appear in Ukrainian skies, they are now hunting them at the source. This marks a maturation in Ukrainian strategy. It also forces Russia to spread out its stockpiles, making logistics more complicated and expensive. Relocation means more time, more fuel, more security, and more chances for Ukraine to detect and target future shipments. Each step Russia takes to hide its weapons makes its war machine slower and less flexible. Another fascinating aspect is the timing. The strike occurred just as Russia was preparing for a new wave of winter attacks. Every winter, Russia tries to cripple Ukraine's energy infrastructure to freeze civilians and force political concessions. By destroying the drones, Ukraine may have delayed or even derailed these plans. It shows foresight and strategic thinking. Rather than just reacting to attacks, they are preempting them. Western military experts have praised Ukraine for this shift in approach. It shows they are not just on the defensive, but also capable of striking with precision far from the front lines. This capability boosts morale and reassures international supporters that military aid is being used effectively. Let's talk about how this impacts drone warfare more broadly. Russia has relied heavily on quantity over quality. Their drone attacks often involve swarms of 10 or 20 Shaheds at once, trying to overwhelm air defenses. Ukraine, on the other hand, has focused on high-tech drones, custom-built FPV drones, and electronic warfare systems. By eliminating Russia's supply of cheap swarm drones, Ukraine narrows the gap and keeps air superiority contests more balanced. Some analysts believe this could accelerate Russia's push to develop its own domestic drone manufacturing. However, even if they try, it will take time, money, and technology that Russia may struggle to acquire under heavy sanctions. Ukraine's strike slows this development and buys precious time. The reaction inside Russia has been intense. Pro-war bloggers, who are often more critical than Western media, accused the military leadership of incompetence. They questioned why such a crucial facility was not better protected and why it was located within range of Ukrainian missiles. Some speculated that corruption played a role, with funds meant for hardened bunkers being siphoned away. These internal criticisms matter because they show divisions and frustration within Russia's own military community. Every high-profile failure weakens public trust in the war effort. Meanwhile, Ukrainian citizens celebrated the strike on social media, seeing it as justice for the countless drone attacks that have targeted their homes. Geopolitically, this strike could influence future aid decisions. Western countries that have hesitated to send long-range missiles may now be more willing, seeing the clear effectiveness of such weapons. The success of this strike is a powerful argument for expanding Ukraine's strike capabilities. It proves that when Ukraine has the right tools, it can deliver meaningful results. Already there are discussions about providing Ukraine with more ATACMS missiles, F-16s, and even greater intelligence cooperation. The more Ukraine can operate deep behind lines, the harder it becomes for Russia to wage war efficiently. Another critical outcome is the psychological effect on Russian forces. Knowing that even rear bases are vulnerable increases stress and reduces confidence. Soldiers and officers now realize that nowhere is truly safe. This creates pressure on command structures to constantly relocate and stay on high alert, leading to exhaustion and disorganization. On the Ukrainian side, the morale boost is enormous. Every time Ukraine strikes a high-value target, it reinforces the belief that they can win. It also sends a message to the world that they are not helpless victims, but active fighters capable of innovation and bold tactics. Looking ahead, Ukraine is likely to continue targeting drone facilities, ammunition depots, command centers, and railways. Their strategy is evolving from linear frontline battles to deep strategic strikes. This is war in the modern era, where precision, intelligence, and technology matter more than sheer numbers. It also shows that alliances are vital. Without Western missiles and satellite intelligence, this strike may not have been possible. At the same time, Ukraine's domestic drone industry continues to grow at an impressive rate, producing thousands of drones each month for reconnaissance and attack missions. The combination of homegrown ingenuity and foreign support is becoming one of Ukraine's greatest strengths. In conclusion, the destruction of Russia's Iranian drone shipment was not just a successful strike, it was a strategic masterpiece. It disrupted enemy operations, protected civilians, embarrassed Russia and Iran, boosted Ukrainian morale, and demonstrated the power of intelligence-led warfare. It marks a turning point in how Ukraine is approaching this conflict, shifting from reactive defense to proactive disruption. If Ukraine continues to execute operations like this, it could significantly weaken Russia's ability to sustain long-term assaults. The war is far from over, but moments like this show how one bold move can reshape the battlefield. As the world watches, one thing is clear. Ukraine is not backing down, and the fight for technological dominance has never been more intense. Stay tuned for more updates as this story continues to evolve, and